Hi, I'm Isabella. My dad is obsessed with reality television, maybe even more so than I am.
She's not wrong.
This is Check Me Boomer, a father-daughter weekly dish on the latest in reality TV. Welcome back.
Welcome.
This is Check Me Boomer. This is our episode 5.
Happy belated Independence Day for the U.S. listeners. And while we're at it, a quick shout out to the Irish audience. We've had quite a bit of downloads from Ireland, so thank you.
Yeah, shout out. I don't know if maybe you're loving our Love Island UK takes. Keep it up.
Not a single download from the UK, so
Maybe they hate our UK takes.
could be.
So first, a little bit of context here. I do want to say we are on vacation right now, visiting some family. So if there's a little bit of audio difference, that could be the reason. This is not our normal setup. We'll be back to normal next week. Also, socials as well. If we're a little bit less active on there, that's might be why.
What do you want to cover today?
I think definitely Love Island USA, UK. And then I believe we also have Rhode Island, Atlanta, Below Deck Med in the city, the Valley, Next Gen NYC. Should we start with UK?
Yes.
One more thing before we start, I do want to say we're expanding our socials, so follow us on YouTube, on TikTok, Instagram, and Threads. That's all. So we can get into the UK. This week started with them ending that Villa receipts and public tea game. I think my takeaways from that is that a lot of people are saying Sean and Lola are scammers. I don't know about that. Simba got all mad that he's about the doghouse comment, but that's kind of in the past now. I think the big thing is Casa Amor. We've reached Casa Amor in UK.
Well, and as of today, it's over.
It is over. So the last episode we watched was the Sunday episode on Hulu, which was the episode following the Casa Amor recoupling. So I think that maybe we can go through each couple, but I do want to give context that right before Casa Amor, Kavan and Jasmine decided to take a step back. So I guess they're technically on a break, which I don't even know if that's really happened before on this show. I don't know how that works, but I guess it worked for Casa. So, and then also Yasmin closed the door on Aiden, which she seemed to be reconsidering for a moment, but yeah, that's not a thing anymore at all.
Right, and because we have audience outside the U.S., this is the most recent episode. It aired in the UK on July 2nd, and today in the United States on July 5th, and it's episode 36.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think it might be a good idea if we kind of go over the recoupling, and then we can go a little bit backwards on each of the couples.
Great.
So we started with Priya. Priya ended up picking Jordan. Now, this is interesting because Jordan is very clearly into Jasmine, and I don't think Jasmine's really into Jordan. She's saying that he's his type, but she obviously misses Kavan.
Jordan is the very tall guy with short braids, reminds me of Squidward.
That's one way to put it. No shade, though. No shade.
No, in a positive way.
Yeah, we love Squidward. So, yeah, Priya picked Jordan, and there was also talk between Jasmine and Priya of Jasmine saying, hey, I think it would be a great idea of you to bring back Jordan for you and for me. I think this has happened before, and it never ends well. It never does. So we'll see how that plays out.
I love her keeping her options open and getting a little help from her friend potentially.
Yeah, I really don't think it's going to end well for Priya because It's clear that Jordan likes Jasmine more. So if Jasmine's open to that, Priya's kind of left alone.
Right.
Then we had Aiden and Martha. They're cute. I don't have anything to say about them though.
Yeah.
I did like though back to we'll get to Kavan, but Aiden was jumping in defending Kavan when Kavan brought back Charlene, which we'll get into. And one of my favorite moments of the episode was when Maya Jama jumps in and basically tells Aiden to shut up, says, let's let these two talk it out. And then she does ask Kavan, did you kiss the girl outside of challenges? Because he was saying, no, let's keep that between us. We'll have a private conversation. Maya was not having that. So that was funny. But Aiden and Martha seem cute. She's pretty. And then we had Mika and Samraj, which came back to each other. They were originally together and they came back single, so that's cute.
He's a little bit in the doghouse, though.
He is a little bit in the doghouse. Now, I do give him credit for pulling Mika aside immediately and telling her all that happened, that he cuddled a girl in bed and he also kissed Martha, I believe it was. Mika cried, she was upset, but she also said it's not over. So I think she's just upset and she's going to get over it. I think Samraj really does like her, so I think they'll be okay.
I don't understand why people get so mad unless you decide before Casa that you're not going to kiss outside the challenge. Then it seems like they hold people to a higher standard when they're away than when they're in front of people.
That's a good point. I think that in my mind, Samraj didn't do that bad there. I mean,
Right.
I get Mika doesn't like it, but that's kind of what Casa Amor is for. At the end of the day, he didn't come back with anyone. He chose Mika, and I think
Right.
that's what's most important. Then we had Yasmin and Lorenzo, who they each brought back their own people.
Yes.
Yasmin had Tommy, who Yasmin is already clearly way more into Tommy than she was with Lorenzo. I think that's more her speed, more her type. I think he's treating her the way she wants to be treated. He's not as nonchalant as Lorenzo. And to the other side, I think Lorenzo found someone that fits him as well. I mean, we saw him laughing more than he's ever laughed at this girl, Julia, and I think she's hilarious too. Julia, yes, sorry, apologies.
Who, by the way, is great. I think she's funny. She's incredibly smart. I like her deadpan, dry humor, and I don't think she's going to put up with shit.
Yeah, I like her a lot too. I do think that I like how she was giving him a little bit of a hard time at the beginning. I think he really likes that. And I will say, though, that Yasmin and Lorenzo did have a conversation on this last episode. Lorenzo seemed a little bit more interested in keeping it going with Yasmin. And Yasmin kind of shut that down already. She was like, I mean, we both brought someone back, so I kind of think this is over, right? We'll
she
see.
could change her mind. It's early days.
So that's the thing about Casa Amor is they always come back, and even if both part of the couple brings back others, it's so often that they end up back together, and
Yes.
these Casa Amor people just get thrown aside. So we'll see. I think that Yasmin and Tommy and Lorenzo and Julia are better suited, but we'll see. We don't know. Of course, Lola and Sean came back to each other. I think Sean was not super honest about how he was acting in that challenge. He said, "Oh, I didn't really kiss her that much. Like I kind of kept that limited." That's not what we saw.
I don't think it was as bad as you're making it out to be. It's yes, he's not explaining it exactly, but I don't think it's maliciously or him trying to downplay it. It's just it was the heat of the moment. It was a challenge, and he's summarizing it. Everyone knows it's going to all show up on movie night.
Yeah, I think that's my point. I'm not saying that he is purposefully hiding anything. Maybe he really feels that he did take it easy. I don't feel that he did, but it is going to be a problem at movie night. I don't think it's going to break them up at all, but I think Lola's going to be upset seeing
Yes,
that.
she'll be cross.
Cross?
Yes.
I don't know if I've heard that one. What does that mean?
It's probably a little bit on the British side, but
I assume that means irritated.
yes.
Okay. Then we had Kavan bring back Charlene, who they kind of were indicating is kind of famous in Ireland. We'll have to have our Irish listeners get back to us on that because I guess she's an influencer, very well known. But They seem cute together. I am always going to be Team Jasmine, but I do have to admit I see the connection between Kavan and Charlene. So it sucks for Jasmine. Jasmine is single. She did not bring anybody back, and that's my girl. So I feel for her, but I like how she still stood up for herself and she didn't cry. I just think she has a good head on her shoulders. I do think there's still a chance for Kavan and Jasmine, but that could go either way, I
Right.
would think. So Kavan and Jasmine did have a conversation, and Kavan was like, "This doesn't mean it's over between us." And Jasmine said, "Well, that's not really on you to decide." I mean, Charlene's over there crying, which I don't know why. I mean, I don't think anybody was nasty to her.
Well, sometimes you can get a look from someone and know that they're not happy, and so maybe that's what she got from Jasmine.
I get it, but what are you expecting? Are you expecting
They'll get
Jasmine to
over
be
it.
thrilled?
They'll
Like,
all get over it.
yeah. So then we have Ellie, and I was scared of this one because I saw a spoiler online about something about Ellie's foundation after crying, like her tears running down her face. So I'm seeing that thinking, oh gosh, Finley is bringing a girl back. No, he didn't. She was crying happy tears. So that was sweet. And I think these two, you might agree with me because you love Ellie. These two might be my winners.
They could be. And on Ellie, I think that after the show is over, she should record her voice as a celebrity voiceover for Waze or Apple Maps to give directions. Sort of
Wow.
like Snoop Dogg did at one point.
Huh.
I did look up. You can pick in Apple various voices for Siri, which is what you use for Apple Maps, and you can get certain accents, but there is no Scottish option. Irish, English, no Scottish.
Guess you'll have to contact.
FYI.
Guess you'll have to contact Apple then. So they're cute. Ellie did find out that Finley kissed the girl outside the challenge, but we saw that kiss. I don't think he wanted it. She kind of kissed him on the cheek and then kissed him on the lips. I don't think really wanted it that much, but we'll see that at movie night. Ellie might kick off. She might not. I think it could go either way. But they are really, really cute together. Anything else on them?
No. Did you cover Simba already?
Oh, we're getting there.
Okay.
So then it's time for Angie and Simba. Of course, Angie stays single. Simba, I thought Simba was coming in single because on the previous episode that we had seen the night before, he was telling all the boys that he feels guilty. He's thinking about Angie and he doesn't want to kiss this girl anymore. So I'm thinking, okay, he's coming back single. No, he brings back Mara. For what? I don't know. Because he does seem very torn up that Angie is upset. Then why did you bring her? I just don't understand it. So I think Angie held it together pretty well. And then when she was all with her girls, she kind of broke down, which is expected. I love how all her friends stood up for her. I mean, Mika especially. I guess Simba came over to try and grab Angie for a chat. Mika and Jasmine and one other girl was there, and they all said, just go. Bye. Just go away. Just go. Like, they're all yelling at him to just get out of here.
And you can't see this, but Isabella's making hand flips as gestures, which is what happened on the show. Very
Yes.
dismissive, like move away, get away, fly.
Yep, like swatting at a fly. So that I love how they're treating him. He absolutely deserves it. Speaking of Angie, she did have options in Casa Amor. She was never interested in them, but she had two guys that were interested in her, and I thought this was funny that they both said the same, I guess, term in whatever the language is in Zimbabwe. They both told her this wakanaka term.
I missed that.
Well, I just thought it was bizarre that it was Carlos and Aaron, question mark.
Don't ask me.
Well, two guys in Casa both said the same exact term to Angie, and I thought that was a little bizarre. But she had there were people interested in her. She just was never interested. Same with Jasmine. Same with Mika. They were never going to get to know these Casa boys. And for the record, the Casa boys were not that cute. I think the Casa girls were way better looking. And this is a consistent problem on UK. But whatever.
I agree.
Yeah. I did think the Casa girls seemed cool. Initially, they were turning down kisses. They were like standing up for themselves, weren't just throwing themselves at these men. And I did like how they handled that little selfies challenge. I thought that was cute. Not for the OG girls, of course.
Right.
But I thought they handled that well. I thought it was interesting. Simba was even in a love triangle in Casa Amor.
Yes. And how do you pronounce that woman's name? Nevaeh?
Nevaeh, I believe.
She was awesome.
I wish he would have taken her back because she was hilarious. It killed me when she started laughing in his face when she was trying to end it with him.
Wait, she had already ended it.
Yeah, I guess so. It was the conversation where she's ending it, and she starts laughing in his face, and he gets so upset. But it was so funny.
Yes, he said, "I'm not 12 years old. I'm 25," and she said, "Are you sure?"
Yeah, that was good. That was funny. We did get a little bit of tea from her because, of course, Maya brings in the girls that were not chosen. So that's how Angie found out that he wasn't just talking to one girl. He was talking to multiple girls.
Sharing beds with two girls.
Mm-hmm. Kissed both of them.
Right.
So, yeah, I really feel for Angie. I think Simba is one of the worst characters we've seen in a while.
Right up there with Sincere, you were saying.
Yeah, I don't know which one's worse. I think it might be Simba, because at least Sincere keeps his cool. You know, I think Simba has some anger.
I think that they both struggle with actually knowing what's going on in their own heads. Right? I don't know that they're malicious, because we've seen people who move, as you say, much more in a Machiavellian way, calculated. I think these guys just kind of stumble through, make dumb decisions, not really thinking about anything. I'm not trying to give them a pass.
Yeah.
It's just that I don't see them as being as cold as maybe some of the women are.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think that they're going in with the intention of hurting these girls.
Right.
But I do think they're complete idiots, and these girls deserve way, way, way better than them, and they need to grow up.
And I guess it doesn't matter. The result is the same, whether what their intentions are or not. The person receiving it is still hurt.
Correct.
Equally.
Yeah. And we'll get into USA shortly, because I have stuff to say about Melanie and Sincere. Oh, what I did not like to see, though, is the Casa girls, Yulia specifically, who I like. I don't like how she's speaking about Jasmine. She was kind of indicating that, oh, well, Jasmine kind of deserves this. I don't like that at all. We'll see how that plays out. I think usually the Casa girls come in and there's a little bit of awkwardness, and then they kind of figure it out pretty quickly. The girls usually, I bet next episode these girls are going to all have a conversation saying, hey, there's nothing against you. It's not you. We think you're lovely girls. I guarantee it's going to happen.
Right. Sorry about yesterday. Emotions were high. We don't have anything against you. It's these boys.
But I do wonder if that comment is going to come out in movie night.
Could be.
Yeah. Similar to how the Casa Girls comments came out in movie night on USA. Oh, one more thing. Unseen Bits MVP this week, Lola and Sean. We don't see them enough on the show. They were so funny on Unseen Bits. They're just telling the stupidest stories all the time. They're like playing these dumb games with each other. He set up like a picnic for her. It's cute. They do seem cute. We don't see them enough. So they're my MVPs of Unseen Bits.
Noted.
And then, I know, you're like, okay, cool. So I think we can move on to USA now.
Okay.
USA this week, we picked up right after the Casa Amor recoupling, and it kind of goes into this pep talk from Melanie to Anaya, which I thought was incredible. It was one of my favorite parts of the season. generally one of my favorite things about this show is watching the female friendships. And so it was really nice to see Amanda basically, or not Amanda, I don't know where, Melanie screaming at Amaya, saying, girl, that he's a child, you're better than him. She just said so many great things.
Okay, let me push back. How can she say such good things, but she can't even take her own advice?
I think a lot of people do that. I think a lot of people are able to give advice to others and not take their own. I don't think that takes away from what everything she was saying to Anaya was right. And I think it was what Anaya needed to hear.
I think they're both going to take those men back. Both of them.
Anaya?
Yes.
Oh, Casey does not want Anaya.
That doesn't mean it's over.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of discussion on that, but I think Anaya's not going back to him. I think Anaya's moved on. I could see Casey being interested still, but I think Anaya's done with that. Now, Melanie, on the other hand, she was torn up once she saw movie night, which, if I haven't mentioned already, movie night was the big thing that happened this week. So Melanie was able to see how Sincere was moving in Casa Amor, how he was calling everyone beloved. We saw all the details of the soul and Sincere connection too. So I think it was just a lot on Melanie. Now, what I was annoyed about is it did not show Sincere's comment where he was saying he forgot what Melanie looked like. That was not included. Or if it was, we didn't see that part.
Right.
So I think that would have been even more hurtful if Melanie heard that. She would have been like, you forgot about me? So you can't like me that much if you forgot about me that quick.
Well, it would have been right up there with when he said, if there had been more time, you would have been the one.
Oh my God. Yeah, he also has acknowledged that he only tells half truths. I don't know why he thinks that's okay. He's basically admitting that he is a liar. He's taking his lashings, but I still don't think Melanie should get back with him. Obviously, they're toxic together.
Yes.
Mostly from him, but yeah, just toxic. What I have an issue with is how the OG girls are telling her what to do. And they're jumping around saying, Team Sincere, we love Sincere, you should get back with Sincere. That is genuinely pissing me off. Like, they have all fallen down my rankings because of this.
It's so inconsistent and hypocritical, especially given that Sincere is worse than KC probably.
Yeah, and given what I was just talking about Melanie's pep talk to Anaya.
Right.
Anaya can't do the same thing.
Right.
She's like, no, I love Sincere. Even though Sincere's talking smack about Anaya at Casa Amor, telling Kate or telling all the girls, oh, Casey's way happier now. So you think that Melanie's definitely getting back with Sincere. I'm leaning that way too. But I wonder if these girls were telling her, oh my gosh, you cannot go back to him. It's toxic. You need to leave that man. I do think she would maybe listen.
Maybe.
And the reason I say this is because we'll get into this, but we had a recoupling and a dumping, and they had to vote on who is least compatible. Corbin and Parmita voted Melanie and Sincere least compatible, and Parmita made a comment of, if this man really likes you, he would be treating you this way.
Right.
So, stuff like that. So Melanie responded, oh, that's like what a good friend would say to me, which I didn't really clock it at the moment. But then later on, I saw people bringing that up on social media saying, was this kind of a dig on the OG girls, of that she maybe wishes that they would say those things, and she's only hearing it from Parmita of all people.
Could be.
Could be. So I don't like that at all from the OG girls. I do like it a lot from Parmita, though. Parmita's growing on me, and actually, Corbin's growing on me too.
Wow.
Believe
how
it or
things
not.
have changed.
Well, because Corbin was pissed at Sincere. Corbin was mad because Sincere lied to all of them too. And
He should be happy because it's making him look better.
it is. But also, I like how, most of these boys just could not care less. Corbin seems to care that he's lied like this to Melanie.
Right.
And maybe Corbin just has a soft spot for Melanie. I don't know.
That could be.
But they're growing on me a lot. They're closed off, by the way, which no one seemed to care about.
No, it was a non-event.
Oh, back to Sincere. I can't not mention the all right, big dog to Amora. And maybe I should also mention, we're jumping around here. I apologize if it's hard to follow. Amora and Carl from Casa Amor got voted back into the villa by America. So Amora, of course, was the one who was talking to Sincere. Carl was the one who was talking to Anaya. It seems as though Carl and Anaya have kind of rekindled. And then Amora was kind of talking to Gall.
Oh, yeah.
But spoiler alert, Amora and Gall got dumped.
Okay, maybe this is where I jump in with some of my random comments. Gall looks like a 70s porn star. Like he should be in the movie Boogie Nights. It's probably something you've never heard of. Melanie, I don't know if it's her personality, but her voice is really starting to grate on me. Like the whining, there's something about the timbre of her voice when she's whining. It's just stuck in my craw. I'm struggling. And then, as much as the games suck every week, this week they reached a new high or a new low. The Hot Girl Bakery, maybe the dumbest game in the history of the franchise.
So bad. I have a note on that as well. I don't know who came up with the cakes challenge, where it's basically musical chairs, but you have to sit on cakes. What was the point of that?
Right.
We didn't get, like, I thought maybe, whoever was out, maybe they'd have a question to answer. No, nothing like that. Big waste of time.
And think of the time that they had to spend to make cakes. Someone had to make cakes.
Someone had to make the cakes, and they were all sitting on them, and that's gross.
Well, and
that's gross.
They also, I didn't know if I was just missing something, if this was a boomer thing, that the cakes had something to do with Megan Thee Stallion, that there was some sort of inside joke about her, because otherwise they sort of wasted her appearance. She was just like the host for a dumb game.
I don't really know what else she would have done.
She didn't sing, though.
She didn't last season either. She's just a guest.
Well, that's sort of a waste, right?
I don't know. I think she is an interesting character. Like, she's fun. She likes to talk to she does watch the show. Like, I like how she goes in and talks to the girls. She was kind of dogging on some of the boys. She did tell Casey he's disrespectful. And I liked that. I do want to go back to, really quick, I want to go back to the recoupling after Casa Amor. And remember how we said that, there's kind of a conspiracy that Melanie and Kenzie were removed from the fire pit?
Yes.
I think that may be true. Because that next episode, I was really analyzing what all the girls were saying. Kata made a comment saying, like, if Zach came back with a girl, I would have acted how Melanie was acting. And I'm thinking, Melanie didn't act that crazy, so what are you talking about? Kenzie said, I've never actually yelled at anyone. We didn't see Kenzie yelling. So Kenzie yelled at some point, and we didn't see it.
Wow. This is pretty sanitized. I mean, come on. We could see a little bit more of this. It doesn't need to be actually Bad Girls Club, but you could show them being held back. That would be okay.
Well, yeah, especially like we've talked about before. They got to show us all this toe sucking and raunchiness. The least they can do is
show
throw.
All of it. They definitely are cutting some of it out.
They are cutting some of it, yeah. But I do think if they can show us all that, it's not like there was fist fighting. I mean, you can show a couple girls yelling at each other. It's not the end of the world.
Maybe we should start a petition.
Maybe we should. Speaking of petitions, we went a little bit viral on Threads this week because I found out that there are men, not people, it's men, writing petitions to get Anaya removed from the show for harassment. Meanwhile, Anaya and KC are fine now. KC was pretty ashamed of his actions, I think, in Casa Amor. Once Casey saw his own actions in Casa Amor, you can tell on his face he's pretty ashamed of himself. So he did go apologize to Anaya right after that. That doesn't mean they didn't still have a big kind of blow up fight in movie night. They made up afterwards. Anaya even apologized for kind of standing up and getting maybe a little bit, I wouldn't say aggressive, but just loud and getting a little bit closer. They both apologized and they seem to be okay. But we have people out here writing petitions to get Anaya removed still. So it's just, we've lost the plot. It's a TV show.
Yeah, go
It's
outside,
not that
guys.
serious. Yeah, go touch grass is what they would say. Let's talk about the Jen, Gall, Kenzie, Dylan love square. I think it's kind of clear after Casa Amor, after the recoupling, that Gall isn't really into Jen, and Gall wants to get to know Kenzie. Kenzie wants to get to know Gall. Meanwhile, Kenzie is with Dylan. So Kenzie and Gall end up having a kiss kind of after Gall and Jen break it off. I thought Gall was a little bit of a coward in the breakup with Jen. He kind of was just trying to find anything to blame it on.
Right.
But I think after Gall and Kenzie had the kiss, she supposedly decided that she liked Dylan more. And Gall also kind of said he wasn't really into that. So Dylan was upset, as he should be. But they're fine now. They seem to be fine. What I did like, though, is Jen. Jen called out Kenzie and said, listen, if this was not Love Island, I would not be friends with you. You're kind of moving crazy.
Right. And Kenzie, it looks like no one had ever given her a hard truth before. She just looked again like she smelled a fart and, oh, I'm really hurt by that. She didn't really take it very well.
No, she didn't. And Kenzie, you're hurt by that. How do you think Jen feels? I mean, you were supposed to be best friends in here. I guess they ended up making up. And another spoiler alert, Jen was also dumped, which sucks because she was really, really growing on me towards the end. But I think it was her time also. And then Gall, I guess, decided to start getting to know Amora. They coupled up and were also dumped. So who we had dumped this week was Jen as a single, Gall and Amora, Jaden and Caleb. I don't have much to say on Jaden and Caleb, but
boring.
So boring. They did have a little bit of an argument where he wants more affection, she wants to know more about him. I see both sides to that. I think if he's not saying anything about himself, then why would she want to be affectionate? And then I kind of vice versa. He's like, well, if she doesn't like me, why am I going to tell her about my life?
Right.
So I see both sides there. They ended up being dumped, which I think was time for them too. We didn't ever see anything from them.
Maybe their love languages didn't match.
I think that's exactly what it was. Like, I'm not even being funny. It seems like that is kind of what it was. He wanted more physical touch.
Junk.
Okay. I have a couple other comments on movie night.
Okay.
So I guess we saw all of everything from Casey. That's all since been resolved. Kata was able to deduce that the girl with the angel wings from the challenge was gone, who Zach was getting to know. There was a little bit of a blip there with them of Kata saying, why wouldn't you tell me that girl left? Like, would you have picked her if she was still there? They ended up making up, but I have some things to say about Zach. I do.
Go ahead.
I'm curious to know what your opinion of Zach is.
You mean, is he straight or gay? Is that...
Just generally. But I guess...
I don't have a whole lot to say about him. I think, I'm neutral.
I think he's a snake.
Really?
Yeah. So one thing about movie night that I was kind of pissed about is they didn't show the clip of Zach from early in the season when Zach's kind of talking badly about Trinity. He's telling Bryce, I don't really think Trinity is the girl for you. I think you have a lot more fun when it's just you, me, and Kata. And now, I mean, they seem to be cool because Trinity and Bryce, of course, went on a date. They're now boyfriend, girlfriend. Trinity's even joking around with Zach, like, Zach, I stole your man. And I think they're all jokey fun. But Trinity has no idea what this man said behind her back. And that really is bothering me. And the other reason I think Zach's a snake, the way he speaks to Kata sometimes, I feel like it's extremely manipulative. And I have one example of this. They're laying in bed and he says, love you. Then he says, just joking. He says that the next day too. Like, oh, love you, just kidding. And then in the recoupling, he's like, I love you. Or like something about I love you, your eyes. Like he's just playing with her like he's playing around with that. And I don't like that at all. I think it's very manipulative. And I don't think Kata's going to leave him. Kata's locked in. I mean, I think he could do anything at this point and she won't leave him.
Right. I don't know. Maybe it's kind of like some of the guys we were talking about on the UK. He's not really thinking it through, but the result is the same. It's putting her in a position where she could be hurt more easily.
Yeah, I do wonder if they're eventually probably going to do a family day where they either bring in the families or they FaceTime them. I'm wondering what Kata's family is going to feel.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
To that point, I think if Melanie and Sincere do get back together, that family day is going to be something for Melanie.
Who knows? We've seen family days where people, they just support the kid and they're not really as aggressive about the other person as anticipated.
Yeah, I guess it depends on who your parents are. I think if I were on the show and it were you and Mom coming on, you'd be very clear with me how you felt about that man.
Right.
I think Mom especially. Mom never sugarcoats things.
No.
So, big quote that Melanie kept saying over and over again, though, is, I'd rather you respect me than pick me. Because all these other Islanders are like, well, he picked you still. She's like, I don't care about that. I'd rather him respect me. And I like that. Of course, it's not going to matter if she goes back to him. It's all just words.
Well, she's telegraphing. She's saying, when are you going to fix this? That's pretty clear that it's not over.
Yeah. But I want to give her a little bit of credit for not going back right away. I think we've seen girls on this show that these guys can do whatever they want and they'll come back.
Right.
So this week we ended with a dumping, as I previously mentioned. They all had to vote on who is least compatible. They had to provide 2 answers to everyone's faces. I think we saw a little bit of a Kenzie and Melanie tiff.
Yep.
So we're going to see how that plays out. That's how it ended. So Sunday night tonight, we'll see how that picks up. I must say I missed After Sun today, so I can't share with you any After Sun details, but I think it's okay. And really, that's all I got for USA.
Okay, let's move on. What do you want to cover next?
Okay. I think we can start with Atlanta. I don't have much to say either, but I believe they're in Scotland right now. They are, Angela and Shamia are just going back and forth. Angela is saying Shamia slept with some George crash to cash, some insurance guy. But then we find out that she completely made it up.
Who knows?
Because I guess Angela's friend and neighbor confirmed it to Shamia. Or maybe it's Shamia's neighbor. I don't know whose neighbor. But one of the friends jumped in, on the phone and said Angela's not telling the truth. Angela's lying. So I do think Angela got a bit exposed tonight, or on that episode. I don't trust her anymore. Portia has come out as, in her terms, gay.
Is that a thing?
I don't know. I guess it just, before she was maybe messing around with women, and now she's fully a lesbian, I guess she's saying.
I'm just wondering, does saying it twice make a difference?
The end of that episode I thought was sweet, where all the girls were kind of being nice to each other. I forget what even happened to make them all come together. But I did notice that Portia and Kelly, who Mom calls the little one, they made up, and that seems sweet. It seemed genuine, so we'll see. But that's all
They made up for the cameras. Who knows whether it's real?
Well, of course. I mean, it's always for the cameras. They're always... I mean, they might have been fighting for the cameras. Right. Who knows? Maybe they were always friends. We never know. So that's all I got for Atlanta. I'm excited to see how the Scotland trip goes, though.
Yes.
Should we move on to Rhode Island?
Yes. All I have written down in my notes is, wow. For a first season, 2-part reunion, there was a lot of back and forth, a lot of drama, court records being pulled up on a phone during the episode, and I felt a little bad for Rulla. She finally had seemed to admit in front of people that she didn't know as much as she thought she should.
I feel a little bit bad for Rulla, too. I think she's definitely getting exposed for what she doesn't know. I know a lot of people don't like Joellen. I kind of love Joellen. I know she's maybe not the nicest person and maybe not the best person, but for this show, I love her. She's bringing out everything she can find. She's digging deep for stuff. And I think it's great.
Agreed. Like I said last week, I think that once someone called her a liar, she was out to prove that she wasn't, and then she was like a dog with a bone. It was easy. As compared to so many other controversies that happen on these shows, there was so much that was easy for her to prove. When the other person has to rely on AI or date manipulation of videos, that person is grasping at straws.
Right. Yeah. So that was a big part of the episode, is the Rulla versus Joellen. We still had a little bit of Rosie versus Kelsey. Rosie's winning that easily. It's not even close, really.
Right.
Kelsey just kind of looks silly at a certain point.
But they did seem to make up at the end.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I think they might be frenemies. I think that's what's going to kind of happen with these two.
To me, the best part of the show was the husbands being brought out. And what's the foot doctor's first name? Rulla's husband? Brian. What a chode. I mean, he looked like such a tool. And I love that Andy asked what I've been wondering this entire time. The affair and the lawsuit had been going on before the show started. What did he and what did Rulla think was going to happen? This is not the first time that stuff has been brought to light when you go on Real Housewives. I don't know who, obviously no one was giving them advice, but I guess they assumed they could just get past it, but nope.
Yeah. I think Brian got pretty exposed during this reunion. Of course, I think he's involved in a lawsuit currently.
Yes.
So his whole line the whole time was, "I'm sorry, I have an NDA. I can't answer that," which is annoying. We've seen that before on shows, but it's always annoying. He was exposed for potentially still being married when they supposedly got married. I don't know what the deal is with that. I guess... Oh, Brian also started some rumors about Liz cheating on her husband. Rulla didn't know about that. He is messy behind her back.
It wouldn't surprise me if one or both of them are no longer on the show for next season.
Right. Speaking of no longer on the show, we have seen that Liz has announced that she is going to be no longer on the show. And I'm kind of disappointed. She wasn't my favorite, but I think she deserved a second season. I think she created some drama. I think she looked pretty bad at the end, which is maybe why she decided it was...
That could be.
So that sucks, but Alicia's still my favorite. She's hilarious. The way she is so bored with her finances, and all the other women are like, "Alicia, you need to know this stuff." And acting like maybe her husband's hiding it from her. He's not hiding it from her. She just does not care.
She cares until she gets the details, and then it's boring or over her head or both, and then just to stop. Don't talk to me about that.
Yeah. So I really like, I guess it's not her husband, her fiance. I really like him. He seems cool. I did notice that when they were talking about this, Teresa Giudice kind of caught astray.
Oh, yes.
Because you can go ahead. Do you remember?
No,
Well,
I don't.
You see, this is why I have to be the one who's talking the most.
Right, you're the play-by-play.
Mm-hmm. So Andy's making a comment about, it's not gone well in the past when we've had housewives not reading the husband's documents and just signing on.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he made that. I don't think he mentioned Teresa by name,
No,
but it was very
knows.
clearly directed to Teresa.
Yes.
So that was funny. So why do I have written down, Brian says Rulla's butt smells like garlic?
I caught that. I was getting something out of the fridge to eat, and I just didn't quite understand the context. And then, what's the guy from Bachelor?
Jesse Palmer?
No, the one who's the husband that owns the coffee shop.
Oh, Jared and Ashley. Ashley, yes. Yeah.
Right. Jared chimes in and says, I would like if my butt smelled like garlic. Okay.
Yeah. I just don't even remember the context of that.
Don't quite get it.
It was bizarre.
No.
And that's all I have about Rhode Island. I'm excited for the second season. I think this is a great group of women. I didn't realize that we only had 2 parts. I thought there could have been time for another part.
Certainly.
But, yeah, so that was one of the better first seasons we've had in a while. I'm excited for them to move on. I think Alicia's a star. I think Joellen's going to be there for a while. I think Rosie and Kelsey are going to be around for a while. This might be the New Jersey. We'll see. Let me not get ahead of myself, but
maybe.
I think so. And anything else on Rhode Island?
No.
Okay, well we had Below Deck Med, which I don't have much about, but I did find it funny. We talked about on our last episode this guest who was so awful. His girlfriend left him, got a tender to shore. He's trying to call some other Croatian woman and pay her to come out on the boat. In this episode, it kind of all flipped. This guy was so annoyed by the bosun, Nathan. He's like, that guy sucks. Like, he's so rude. I can't stand that guy. He's going and telling Sandy. But it's funny because Nathan's doing the anchor watch, and this guy's so wasted drunk. It's got to be like 1 a.m. Comes up. He asks to arm wrestle it out, which I was like, okay, this guy might actually be funny. Then he's talking about a scenario where he had 6 girls peeing on him. And I'm like, whoa, dude.
Probably not something you should be sharing on
with a stranger and on TV.
Right.
But he's clearly so wasted that I don't know if he even knows what's happening. We then saw Nathan make Joe lead deckhand, which was nice because he wasn't going to earlier, and they've been kind of arguing all season. So that's nice to see, I guess.
Eating in the dark was dumb.
It was dumb.
Why would... I don't get it. It just makes it hard on the crew, and I want to see what I'm eating. What?
I feel like there used to be this famous restaurant where you would eat in complete darkness. I don't even know if it's a thing anymore.
It's ringing a bell, but...
It's supposed to be good for your senses, so that because you can't see it, you can taste it better.
I don't buy that.
Maybe it would even be good for you.
Oh, burn.
Let's see, what else do I have? Oh, then we have the Luke love triangle with Jen and the chef, Joy, I believe. Seems that Luke is spending more time with Jen, and I think he's going to regret that.
Yes.
Because it seemed like he was indicating that he liked Joy more, but maybe I think Jen's maybe easier to get some attention out of.
Well, at dinner, he was spending more time with Joy until Jen decided, I'm going to go over and pout and actually cry and then win him over for the evening.
Yeah, which is ridiculous. And then, of course, they are doing whatever they're doing in their bunk, and the entire boat can hear them. So
next episode should be good.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting play into the next episode. So that's all I have for Below Deck Med.
I don't have anything else. You want to do In the City or Next Gen first?
Let's do In the City.
All I wrote down was maybe Gavin isn't a douche, but he's acting super douchey.
Yeah.
Just every time he opens his mouth, I don't know if he's just trying to become like a main person on the show or is fighting for airtime, and it's working. He's getting airtime. He's going to all the events, but just be quiet.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I didn't have many notes on him. This second wedding,
Yes.
that was what was pissing me off the most about this episode is her acting like, what's her name even? Yvonne? Lindsay's friend.
Yes.
I think her name is Yvonne. She's getting all mad. She's mad at Danielle for wearing a light pink dress, even though she approved the dress. Danielle asked her if it's okay. She said yes. And listen, Danielle is not my favorite, but this was stupid because you're already married. You notice that no family was there, so it's not like this was a legit thing. This
Right.
was a for TV. I'm making the quotations with my hands. Like a wedding. It was not real. And then her making it all about herself, being like, "This is my wedding, you guys. You're fighting at my wedding. This is not your wedding."
I think she was probably more miffed because they might have paid for it out of pocket instead of having production pay for it. And it was less screen time for her and her husband.
Yeah. I think you're right. I do think that the white dress thing with Danielle, I think that's fake drama because we did see the text of Yvonne saying that looks great. So
It looked white in that lighting to me, as opposed to maybe it looked pink in the text.
Yeah, but that's not Danielle's fault. I mean, my God.
No, I'm not saying I care.
Yeah, so there was a big mess about Kyle and Amanda as usual. Lindsay's like scream crying over it. And I love Lindsay to death. I think she's one of the greatest, maybe not greatest of all time, but she's really, really good on reality TV. She's been doing it for a long time. The scream cry over Kyle and Amanda's marriage, it's not really hitting the way I think she wanted it to because we know the final outcome and none of us feel bad for Amanda anymore and none of us feel bad for Kyle either really because Kyle sucks too.
Right.
At least in my mind. So that, I know, I get what Lindsay was trying to do, but it didn't really hit the way she wanted it to be. I do think I liked how she went at Danielle a little bit and said, "Why are you on the show?" Or she didn't go at Danielle. She went at Danielle's boyfriend, Owen. Said, "Why would you want to be on the show if you didn't think that stuff was going to come out about you?"
Right.
Because I guess they're questioning when he got married? Question mark.
Yes.
So I don't know. Danielle's getting very defensive about that. So I do wonder if maybe there's some truth there. My last note for the show is Lindsay is crazy, and I love her for it.
It helps. It's really good for reality TV.
She's right now, she's the only interesting one on the show, I think. I think even the Amanda Kyle thing is kind of outdated at this point. Like, we know what happens. We know Amanda's in a whole new relationship now. So who cares? I guess the last thing we have is the Valley and Next Gen NYC.
Okay.
Do you have anything on the Valley?
No, it's just repeating the same thing. I'm getting tired of it.
Yeah. Danny sucks. Like, he's getting worse every single episode.
I think I told you that when someone gets drunk and mad or gets upset, yeah, that sucks, but nothing is as bad as Danny when he's drunk. It's just annoying. Let's go. That's so... It's like Melanie's voice. It grates on my nerves.
Yeah, he's getting all pissy about not being allowed to, like, grind on other girls.
I think he was just saying he couldn't move his hips in the way he did. I didn't know that it was specifically tied to grinding on women.
I don't know about it. I don't know either, but either way, I think it's ridiculous to be all whining about that for the entire night.
Right.
Like, get over it. You're a grown man.
That show's got to be winding up the season. It's got to be coming to a close.
I
Because
hope
they're on
so.
the trip. That's usually towards the end of the
Yeah,
season.
I hope so. The only other thing I had to say is Jesse and Michelle still have a weird dynamic. Jesse made comments about, "Oh, Michelle never did this when we were married," and vice versa.
Right.
Michelle made comments about him saying, "Oh, Jesse was never this loving when we were married." So they're weird. And then the last thing I had to say was Zach hitting his head. That was scary, and I don't know why they had to show it so many times.
Right. It was on this episode before as a preview. Every single commercial break, it was a preview, and then repeated when it came back to actually. Can't say that I haven't done something similar, not just in. Well, actually, it wasn't a bus, but that's a long story.
And in other places, too.
Yeah. So glad he's okay.
Yeah, I'm glad he's okay. He seemed to have a good energy about it. He was like, I'll go to the hospital as long as you bring me to the club afterwards.
Right.
So he was funny. I like Zach. He's like comedic relief on this show for the most part.
Right.
And then Next Gen NYC.
I have a couple things. One, I really like Shy. I think he's funny and has got an understated sense of humor and kind of quirky. I am super annoyed by them constantly showing the texts back and forth between the cast members. They show it on the screen. I don't know if that's geared towards a different generation, but stop. I don't need to see that. And then Hudson clearly has some insecurity issues with his ex-girlfriend and buddying up with, what's his name? Charlie. That is obviously a disaster in the making.
Yeah. I mean, Charlie is just a disaster in general.
Yes.
Did he get cut off? I mean, I assume he got, because his dad is very, very wealthy. I'm assuming he got cut off.
I don't know.
That was never really made
more
clear.
Out there about that crypto thing that they keep referencing. There has to be information out there that has come out since, but I haven't had enough interest to bother looking into it.
Yeah. Well, we saw Gia and Ava. They were fighting at the end of the last episode because I guess Teresa unfollowed Ava on Instagram. I don't even know. They made up. Okay. We had a Brielle Biermann sighting this episode. Brielle, I used to see her around town growing up.
Right.
So that was just funny to see. Omar, George's ex-boyfriend, who is trying to make some club with Charlie. Charlie went into his office. What is going on there? It looked like a old, like, abandoned building.
Right, and there was something weird about his chair. He was sitting so that his chest was at desk level. And he's wearing the same suit I think he wore all of last season with a tie, which he's trying to portray himself as some hedge fund guy or some wealthy guy. I can't say that I spot a great suit off the bat, but I can spot a kind of poor suit, and that didn't look like a great suit. And I don't think that people in that industry even fully wear suits all the time. So it's just kind of a weird carryover from last season.
He is just a weird guy. Like, I think there's something going on with that guy that maybe we'll find out about in a couple years.
Yep.
Let's see. We did meet Brooke Shields' daughter, Rowan. She seems cute.
Yeah, and she seemed cool and quirky too for her first appearance on the show.
Yeah, I don't think we know much about her yet, but
No.
we'll learn. And then we also saw the return of my favorite, Riley Burris, Candy's daughter. She just completely, Charlie and Shay actually went and tried to hug her, and she completely rejected both of them.
I don't like hugs.
Yeah, even though I don't know if that's the truth. I think I don't like hugs from you, but they were everyone on the show, the cast, I guess, was talking about why is Charlie even here? Who's even friends with Charlie? I guess only Amira and Shy. Is it Shay or Shy?
I think it's Shy.
Amira and Shy are the only ones that are friends with Charlie out of the whole group. So all these girls are surprised, like, why is Charlie even here? But it's because Amira invited him. I was surprised he even came back on this season. I thought the whole cast hated him.
Oh,
I thought there was no way he was going to be brought back because who is he going to film with?
Well, I guess money talks.
I guess so. And then I did have a comment on just Hudson and Ariana. If they've been on and off for 10 years, they're not done.
Probably
They're not done yet. And if they ever do decide to be done, then they need to not be seeing each other because that's not going to work.
Right.
So they'll be back. I'm convinced of it. But that's all I got.
Same for me.
Well, any final thoughts?
No,
generally?
keep reaching out with suggestions about new shows. And as she said, follow on the socials. But she's on vacation the entire week.
Yeah, I will be gone all week, but I will, of course, still be tuning in. I will still be doing my rankings for Love Island USA for if anybody's interested in those at all. I'm going to keep doing them. I wouldn't say we're excited for Love Island to end, but we're excited to spend a little bit more time on the other shows.
Yes.
And kind of mix in some other things. Like, I just watched the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders. You have yet to watch it yet, but I thought it was a good season. It was interesting.
Prior seasons have been really good.
It's a really good show, so we'll probably cover that at some point. And then we'll mix in some documentaries here and there. Yep. But we're looking forward to the next episode. Thanks for listening.
Thanks a lot.
That's our episode. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thanks for listening.
If you like the show, leave us a rating or a comment. It helps more than you'd think. Follow us wherever you're listening and on social media at Check Me Boomer.
And tell a friend who'd get it.
See you next week.